I call the Honourable Tau Henare. Tēnā koe, Mr. Henare.
Mea tautai iakuranga tira tēnā koutou. Tēnā koutou o koutou haere mai tēnei pō. No reira, me hikau atu au kia koutou katoa. New Zealand first, back in the house, eh? And all they can do is sing the national anthem. And that's it. That's the sum total of New Zealand first's contribution to actually 2 treaty bills. Damn, that was good. I can't wait to go home and tell my mokos that Brendan Horan, he had the opportunity to say something really, really deep. And all he could do was sing the national anthem. And you know what? Brendan Horan wasn't even a good version. And let me tell those people over there, and let me tell them, and let me tell you this, Mr. Speaker, that if he wants to have a go about loyalty and that in New Zealand first, then how come Tu Wiley wasn't put up to number 2 on the list when he stayed with New Zealand first? Right. I don't think that is anything to do with loyalty, Mr. Speaker. Number 40 and I still got in. Number 40 and I still got in. Number 40 and there were still people after me that got in. Mr. Speaker, may not happen next time, but I'm very proud of the fact may not happen again. But hey, Mr. Speaker, I don't digress. Sorry, what's that? Well, look, at least I can go to the toilet properly.
A point of order, the Honourable Parakura Horomia.
Mr. Speaker, we are here this evening debating and discussing a very, very serious matter that history has put asunder, that people in Parliament have trampled on, and I think it is correct that we get on with the business rather than playing old fights.
Speaking to the point of order, the Honourable Tau Henare.
Mr. Speaker, a long tradition in this House that when there are interjections, then a member who has got the call can respond to those interjections, especially if they are in a personal nature.
Thank you. Can I also remind the House that if I look at Speaker's Rulings 46(2), there's also some leeway given when people make contributions in the House. I call the Honourable Tau Henare.
Thank you very much. Mr. Speaker, we've heard the platitudes of nearly every member in the House, and along with those, I add mine as well. My congratulations go to iwi, to the government, to the public service, to OTS, to Crown Law, and everybody involved in trying to bring a closure to this aspect of New Zealand's history. But let's not forget, sir, that it's a deal between the Crown and iwi. And therefore, I want to ruffle a few feathers, Mr. Speaker, as I want to do on many occasions. And that is this, that this House looks very seriously at how we deal with treaty settlements. And I say that because when a bill comes to the Select Committee cannot change any part of the deal between iwi and the Crown. Cannot do that. And Mr. Speaker, sometimes I wonder why we waste iwi time, why we waste the House's time by having the bill go to Select Committee. And it is my opinion that because it is a treaty, a deal between the Crown and iwi, there must be some way where we can speed up the process so that iwi can get on with the job of looking after iwi, Mr. Speaker. So I want to say that what we have done in the Select Committee there are two things. One is to split the committee in half and have a couple of committees go out and do our business. And we have also promised ourselves that the turnaround won't be 6 months, won't be 3 months. It'll be between 4 and 8 weeks. And so we give that commitment to iwi so that they can get on with the job at hand, sir. Mr. Speaker, I won't be too long, but there is something else that I want to respond to. And that is some suggestion that Section 9 has something to do with what we are talking about. All I can say, sir, is that at the end of the consultation process, I can guarantee, because I'm a member of this government, that there will be the Crown's response to iwi and the Crown's recognition that it must, sir, take into account the Treaty of Waitangi. That's the Crown's responsibility. So if Section 9 does go, there will be a rewritten clause that still says the Crown has a responsibility to take into account the Treaty of Waitangi. And so I just briefly want to mention something that the Honourable Parekura Horomia mentioned in his speech, and that was the issue about rates. And it has been a vexed issue for government as far back as my great-grandfather, who just happened to be a member of Parliament nearly 100 years ago, Mr. Speaker. And I think that there is coming a time where we will, both sides of the House, have to agree on a mechanism for the rating or not of Māori land, sir, because it is, sir, getting completely out of hand. And the only losers are those Māori who have shares in Māori land. Koe anō, anō taku mihi kia koutou katoa, anō taku mihi ki ngā rangatiro o te whare nei, taku tuaka nā Parekura, anō reira, tēnā koutou, ki ro mai tātou katoa.
Mr. Speaker.
I call the Honourable Member Reno Te Rakatani. Tēnā koe.
Tēnā koe, Mr. Speaker. Ia kuranga tira mai tēnei whare nei, tēnā koutou.